What if your phone could charge without a cable? What if cities lit up, without wires at all? Over a century ago, one man dared to dream it. His name? Nikola Tesla. A genius. A visionary. A ruler of ideas ahead of his time. Welcome to Wise Rulers, where we decode the minds that shape the future. Today, we unravel Tesla's bold vision of wireless power, how it worked, why it failed, and what it means for us now. Hit that subscribe button, and let's journey into the electric dreams of Nikola Tesla. From the 1890s through 1906, Nikola Tesla devoted a significant portion of his time, energy, and personal fortune to a bold and visionary pursuit, the development of a system capable of transmitting electrical power wirelessly. This work extended from his earlier demonstrations of wireless lighting using resonant coils, and evolved into a broader ambition to create a global infrastructure for wireless energy distribution and long-distance communication. Tesla believed such a system would revolutionize both the transmission of power and the very nature of global connectivity. Early theoretical foundations and skepticism. At the time Tesla began developing these ideas, the scientific community lacked a practical method for wirelessly transmitting communication signals over long distances, let alone distributing large amounts of electrical power. Tesla had studied the electromagnetic theories proposed by Heinrich Hertz, who had demonstrated the existence of radio waves. However, Tesla disagreed with some of Hertz's conclusions, believing that radio waves, if they traveled only in straight lines and dissipated rapidly, were inadequate for his purpose. He referred to them dismissively as a form of invisible light that would become hopelessly lost in the vastness of space, rather than being harnessed for useful transmission. Conducting energy through Earth and atmosphere. By the mid-1890s, Tesla had turned his attention to the possibility of conducting electrical energy through natural media, specifically the Earth and the atmosphere. At the time, there was a prevailing, though incorrect, belief among some scientists and inventors that the upper atmosphere might be conductive. Tesla proposed a transmission system that would involve elevated electrodes, potentially suspended by balloons, at altitudes of approximately 30,000 feet, 9,100 meters, where the reduced atmospheric pressure might allow for the efficient transmission of high-voltage currents. To investigate these ideas, Tesla constructed a large magnifying transmitter, a type of high-frequency, high-voltage resonant transformer, in his East Houston Street laboratory in New York City. The limitations of this space, however, soon led him to seek a more suitable environment for large-scale experimentation. The Colorado Springs experiments. In 1899, Tesla relocated to Colorado Springs, Colorado, where he established a high-altitude laboratory ideal for conducting large-scale experiments. There, with financial support secured from investor John Jacob Astor IV, who had provided $100,000, equivalent to roughly $3.8 million today, believing it would fund wireless lighting technology, Tesla began to explore wireless energy transmission in earnest. The El Paso Electric Light Company agreed to supply Tesla with alternating current power at no cost, enabling him to conduct powerful experiments without concern for electrical expense. At the Colorado Springs laboratory, Tesla built an enormous Tesla coil capable of generating voltages in the range of millions of volts. His experiments produced spectacular artificial lightning with discharges up to 135 feet, 41 meters, long. These displays, although visually impressive, were part of a serious scientific investigation into atmospheric conductivity and electromagnetic propagation. However, the magnitude of these experiments was such that Tesla reportedly overloaded and damaged the local power plant, causing a temporary outage in the region. During this period, Tesla also claimed to detect unusual signals with his receiving apparatus, signals that he later speculated might be communications from extraterrestrial sources, possibly from Mars or Venus. This claim received sensationalized coverage in the press, though modern researchers have suggested the signals Tesla heard may have originated from Guglielmo Marconi's European radio experiments or other terrestrial sources. Philosophical Vision and the Wardenclyffe Project. Upon returning to New York, Tesla published an article in the June 1900 issue of the Century magazine titled "The Problem of Increasing Human Energy." Although the article lacked rigorous scientific exposition, it laid out Tesla's visionary ideas about wireless power and global communication, and was accompanied by now iconic photographs of his work in Colorado Springs. Tesla began seeking investors for a large-scale wireless transmission facility. He secured $150,000, equivalent to nearly $5.7 million today, from financier J.P. Morgan in exchange for a 51% stake in any patents arising from the wireless technology. With this funding, Tesla initiated construction of the Wardenclyffe Tower on a site in Shoreham, Long Island, approximately 100 miles east of New York City. His initial objective was to develop a functional wireless communication system, but he quickly expanded the scope to include wireless power transmission, placing him in direct competition with Marconi, who was gaining international attention. By December 1901, Marconi had successfully transmitted the letter S in Morse code from England to Newfoundland, a feat that undercut Tesla's claims to priority in wireless telegraphy. In response, Tesla revised his plans, proposing a far more ambitious system that could control vibrations throughout the globe to transmit both power and information. He repeatedly appealed to Morgan for additional funds, but the financier declined further investment. Tesla continued writing to Morgan for 5 more years, sending more than 50 letters, without success. Decline of the project and aftermath. Tesla moved his laboratory operations from New York City to Wardenclyffe in 1902, and by June, the tower was completed to its full height of 187 feet, 57 meters. Despite the physical progress, the project struggled financially and failed to produce tangible results. Public enthusiasm shifted toward Marconi's more demonstrable technology, and some members of the press began to label Tesla's project a hoax. By 1905, the Wardenclyffe project had stalled entirely. Tesla, facing mounting debts, particularly at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel where he resided, was forced to mortgage the Wardenclyffe property. The debt eventually reached $20,000, approximately $628,000 today, and he lost the property to foreclosure in 1915. 2 years later, in 1917, the new owners demolished the tower, citing its lack of utility and aiming to repurpose the land for real estate development. Biographer Mark J. Cypher has speculated that the collapse of the Wardenclyffe project, along with Tesla's growing isolation and financial strain, may have contributed to a nervous breakdown around 1906. Nevertheless, Tesla continued to innovate and file patents in later years, although he never again undertook a project of such magnitude. Legacy. Though Tesla's vision of global wireless power remains unfulfilled to this day, his efforts laid foundational work in high-frequency electrical engineering, radio transmission, and resonant energy systems. His work at Colorado Springs and Wardenclyffe demonstrated a level of innovation and foresight that has continued to inspire generations of scientists, inventors, and futurists. While his concepts may have been technologically premature, they pointed toward possibilities that still intrigue modern researchers exploring wireless energy transmission, space-based solar power, and long-range communication systems. Nikola Tesla dreamed of a world powered by invisible forces, energy flowing freely through the air, connecting all of humanity. Though his wireless power system never reached its full potential, his ideas continue to spark innovation even today. If you found Tesla's vision as electrifying as we did, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the minds of history's greatest thinkers. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep ruling wisely.